Post by X8MX. I'm soon to be in the same boat, I'll let ya know what happens. Post by Vroom Vroom. My supplier had an issue with transportation, which prompted me to drive a considerable distance to pick up the product myself. Unfortunately, this means I missed my expected ship window, and all outstanding orders I have will be shipping tomorrow, Saturday. I apologize for the delay and inconvenience. Rest assured that I am committed to delivering, hence my driving to pick it up personally, and will be providing updates soon. V. Post by Menorthreat71. I got mine this morning. Holy shit, I've finished a day's worth of work in the last 30 minutes. I've never felt like this before. Post by Ecopactum. Okay, well thanks for the message Vroom. That sucks, sorry you had to risk driving yourself. Also, I sent you a message. Again, because I was worried about you. Glad it was just a supplier issue. Assuming you are still doing express overnight, does anyone know if they deliver on Sundays, or should I expect Mon? Post by Cacaoths. The difference lies in the enantiomers of meth, D-meth and L-meth. The two forms of the molecule are stereo images of one another, enantiomers, like holding your hand up to a mirror. D-meth is psychoactive, while L-meth is not. You can find L-meth in certain OTC nasal decongestants, think the myth of meth made from Vicks inhalers. Some syntheses yield D-meth, while others yield a racemic mixture of D-meth and L-meth. While most of us prefer strictly D-meth, YOW. There are some folks who prefer the racemic mixture due to it not being as speedy and edgy. The effects of any given batch of meth are entirely dependent on the percentage of each enantiomer comprising the batch. That's how I understand it, anyway. I'd love for someone with more chemistry knowledge than I to chime in on exactly which methods yield which product, reduction of ephedrine or pseudoephedrine via LNH3, via hydriodic acid and RP, etc. Post by Ecopactum. Nix the question about Sunday. Delivery, it will be here Mon. Another couple of days, and wham! Full speed ahead. I haven't personally done crystal in about 2 years due to the lack of quality there's available where I live. For example, the last few times I even attempted to use some I was disgusted and pissed at what happened. I personally like to smoke and shoot, usually I will smoke some first, to make sure it is somewhat clean before I put it in my veins and also because I like the initial buzz to be the one you get from smoking. Well, the last few batches I tried turned brown as soon as you melted it, and by the time you finished smoking it there would be either a thick black residue left, or a thin black residue left. What the fuck? The buzz was always weird too. Not the clear euphoria you would expect. Sometimes I could taste and feel the lithium, and that scared the shit out of me. Some of the cooking methods I have heard of people using around here these days shock me, and no doubt what I last had was from one of these methods. Has anyone ever heard of the one-pot method? Bathtub crank, I've heard it called. This stuff around here is. That's why I gave up on my favorite recreational drug 2 years ago. It seems that after the cook I knew disappeared quit the only thing I ever found was shit. Not to mention dealing with the shady characters that make this nasty shit. Constant fear that isn't worth the payoff. 7 or 8 years ago I knew a chef that made good stuff, but it was always powder, never crystals. I know. Because I was present during some of the sessions. I have only had ice one time, and it was damn good as well. There are so many variations of this drug due to the fact that anyone with some cash, time, and the most minuscule amount of know-how can attempt to cook it. It is definitely an odd thing to deal with, the crystal game. Hopefully by finding SR, it will take the game out of it, and make it like any other shopping experience. Post by Labot Barn. USDN meth sample review. Communication excellent. Friendly, honest, professional. Turnaround impressive. Shipped within 24 hours and received by 72 hours via standard shipping. Packaging discreet, securely packaged, professional labels. Vendor put more effort here than some of the established vendors. Product crystal clear shards and needles. Quality is wonderful and I feel it's definitely on par with the competition. A friend also commented on its excellence. Insulation kicked like a bull. Not a smoker nor poker, but for what it's worth, a melt test of a few crushed shards showed it recrystallizes immediately as it should, and resulting in a single clear as glass shard upon cooling with no residue detected on foil. Overall, I have only praise. Vendor really seems to have it together. Based on this experience, I expect to see this vendor prosper. Post by, work for at 69. Yeah, I spoke with him about 12 hours ago. He was out of the office for a couple of days. Post by, Manor Threat 71. No signature required. Post by, Ecopactum. Thanks. By the way, Vroom PM'd me a couple of hours ago, and displayed his excellent customer service and willingness to compensate for lost time, even though it really wasn't a big deal. The guy's a class act. Can't wait for the product. Post by, Purified Water. Dub G came through. Haven't tasted crystal in about 7 years, but this is exactly how I remember it. Smooth and clean stimulation. Just what the doctor ordered. Post by, Hugh Hoyce Louis. Order from VMM never came through from about a month back, USA, Europe. However, I did get a letter from customs about some ecstasy that was confiscated, so I suspect my address was flagged and subsequently all mail coming to me is going to be searched. Anyway, anyone had experience with Crystal Wife? Love having a meth vendor in Europe. I have a PO box set up and sent a test order to it to see if the mail forwarding is good. If it is, I'll place an order with them and see how it goes. Post by, Candy. I haven't had an order come from VMM at all and recently got a PM saying he still wanted to fix things but heard nothing more. Has everyone cut their losses with him? Post by, Food This 02. Hey guys, so USDN meth came through for me, and since I can't predict what I'll do when high, I wrote the following whilst sober, which I posted to his vendor review thread. Post by, Terrible Pete. Vroom vroom is no joke. I asked for a 0.25 of a gram about a month ago. Dude had a medical issue as we all know, so it took a minute. Sent me a gram. Overnight. Didn't charge me a thing. 1. Vroom was a gentleman through all messages answered promptly with good info. I am officially his cheerleader. Sorry it took so long to get my review up Vroom. I had to piece my life back together after the great dope. Meth wasn't my DOC. As I was testing for local sales, but now, I am a fucking fan. A gentleman, a scholar, didn't owe me $1. Produced a fucking awesome few weeks, lightweight. The packaging? I would never have thought it was what it was. You get the best packaging shit all the time. This was silly awesome. Have it sent to your drug rehab, they'll shoot it right up to your room. I tip my hat to you, sir. Post by, Purified Water. I think you'll be very pleased with your order. Final weight 2.500 grams shards, plus some shake which weighed in at around 0.100 g. Total weight was 1.1 grams on the 1G order, on my shitty Amazon scale of course. Very happy with the quality. I don't sample crystal often, though used to have a huge, legit, script for Dexedrine. And I have to say I'm very impressed with the quality of Dub G's product. Blows prescription Dexamp out to the waterfall. Sure. Very clean, and even more smooth than the stuff I get from a pharmacy. I sampled 50 milligrams tonight and I'm still tweaking pretty hard 10 hours later. Double plus good. Edit, also. Packaging was very well done. Adheres very well to SR's standards. Post by, Ecopactum. I can't wait to see the packaging. You were right, he does get the best packaging I have ever seen. Comment quite often. My order is coming in on Monday, so this will be the worst weekend ever. Before I really communicated too much with him, I read 200 Albanian Lex Plus reviews on his SR profile. He is the first and only vendor I have spoken with, and since I am extremely new to the place I had to be sure. I found SR accidentally while I looked up buying prescription drugs online just for kicks. I clicked a link that took me to an anarchist's webpage, and lo and behold 30 minutes later I arrived at the greatest thing the internet has produced IMO. So far, after lurking the forum for 3 days straight, I have to say I love the meth users buyers here. You guys sure beat the ones I've met IRL, most of them wouldn't know how to type if their lives depended on it, and forget about courtesy or forming well thought out sentences. I still feel like this is a dream. Hopefully on Mon. I can wake up and find that it isn't, D. Post by, Ladida. I agree. Meth just isn't in my area. In order to get it I'd need to put my freedom, my car, and myself at risk to drive 30 minutes into the shady parts of the city while some guy walks up to my window and could possibly take me for all the money on me. The vendors here are courteous and the users, for the most part, seem like really nice people privately enjoying a vice in a discreet manner. I hope this place stays around for a good long while. It's a godsend for weekend warriors like myself. Post by, BP. I ordered. I don't remember how much. Right as his problems happened. I have 2 PMs in my sent box unread. I cancelled and apologized, one of the PMs, to get on with it. I just gave him another try, ordering yesterday, as promised in the yet unread PM. I sent a PM along with the order. Inquiring into the unread PMs. Nothing. No movement on the order and the PM is still unread. I sent another PM. Unread. I PM'd ESA support to find out if maybe there is a glitch. I haven't heard back yet. I saw this and figured if Vroom Vroom is watching maybe he could let me know what's up. If he can see me and doesn't want my order I don't mind him canceling and moving on. I just want to know if he can see me. Post by, BP. Oh, and by the way. VMM, for all his shortcomings, has never let me down. I have waited, more often than not, but always received. It was only right on wait once, all others were over and the last was way over. I only tried Vroom Vroom, and Heisenberg, because I was trying to find speedy service, but that has not worked yet. I just tried Dub G cause VMM's listings are down and I've yet to resolve an issue with Heisenberg. I PM'd first and was estimated about as fast a service as can be expected short of hand delivery. I will see how that works in practice, as well as how these one-shot orders go. Post by, Holly. Still got 1G of Heisenberg's product in its original packaging, willing to ship for $105 USA only, priority with tracking. Don't need this anymore. Just shoot me a PM. Post by, Jeff. All the common ways to produce meth produce only the active isomer. All of them. Unless they're cooking meth some weird fucking nutcase kind of way then it's all D-meth. A lot of meth coming up from Mexico is recrystallized with 20 to 40% MSM. Maybe that's why. Tongue face. Post by, DK Monk. When I was selling meth I actually got a whole ounce of L-isomer meth that looked fantastic, but did absolutely nothing, and I am positive it wasn't recrystallized. It came from Canada and the guy I got it from had probably a pound of this. It looked exactly like great crystal, huge shards, clear, cleanly sound in the bag, melted great, and smoked great but absolutely no high. Post by, Ecopactum. That's fucking nuts. You didn't try it before you bought it? Post by, DK Monk. Nope. I wasn't doing it at the time since I was selling it. I never sell and do the same product except when I sold weed. I had no reason to think otherwise, because it looked just like all the other stuff I bought from him that everyone loved. And couldn't believe how good it was. There was no way to tell, because it still was really good crystal meth, just the wrong isomer. I ended up just buying a new batch, and sold the L to a guy who said he would take it for half the price knowing it was not proper stuff, so he could resell it. I got half my money back, and surprisingly he ended up selling it all quickly at regular price, but I didn't want to risk fucking people over and having a bunch of angry people seeking revenge, so more power to him. I was happy to just get rid of it in a safe manner. Post by, East of Eden. Oh darn, I woulda loved to try Heisenberg stuff. If you still don't find anyone interested, and want to ship to, let me know please. Post by, Costello 143. I have purchased 0.2 gram meth from Crystal Wife and received only 0.114 g. That is really underweight. I have sent this message to him, and I'm waiting a partial refund from him. I will give information to the community of the issue of this story. The message I sent to him. Hi bro, I received the package, good shipping and good discretion. But there's a big problem bro, there are 0.114 gram in the package and not 0.2 g. That is total underweight. Have you a 0.001 g scale? I have purchased 0.2 g. I have 3 scale at 0.001 g and I have weighted the meth on the 3 scale. N degree 1 equals 0.113 g. N degree 2 equals 0.116 g. N degree 3 equals 0.114 g. I have take the middle of the 3 weight. 0.113 plus 0.116 plus 0.114 over 3 equals 0.114 g. 0.2 grams equals 100%. 0.114 grams equals x. X equals 0.114 times 100 slash 0.2 equals 57, 16%. 100% dash 57, 16% equals 42, 84% equals 43% refund. Can you refund me 43% of my purchase please? Please bro, I have paid for 200 milligrams of meth and receive only 114 milligrams. That is not very cool and not very professional. I hope you can resolve this situation. You are an EU meth seller and it's important to me I can make business with you in the future. I assure you I'm not telling lies or any story, I'm a very honest buyer with real perfect stats. Total transactions, 22. Total spent, $2,470.08. Refund rate, 0%. Auto finalize rate, 0%. Member for, 7 months. Post by, Thelis Remnant. Hi all. Yep, I ordered 0.5 of some Heisenberg gear. Apparently it is some of the best quality meth here on ESA, so I am pretty excited to try it. The only other vendor I have used here has been the milkman with his awesome sale, and that was the first time I have ever tried meth, ever, and it was pretty good. I hear Heisenberg has been having some issues with his shipping speed lately because of the Easter holiday, so I hope he is back to normal now. See, I work nights, so this stuff is really helpful to me in order to keep my ass awake, hee. So I shall report back with a full review of the gear when I receive it. Peace. Post by, X8MX. Well, I'd just like to throw in my 2 cents and say that as a first-time buyer from Vroom, I consider him very courteous and professional. I also appreciate the updates he lists on his profile, thus negating the need to further fill up his inbox with a question that has already been answered. Can't wait until tomorrow, so close I can almost taste, smell, feel it. I've never used FedEx for ESA before, but I'm sure there won't be any problems. I'll pop back on and update tomorrow. Be easy folks. Post by, E== Dave C squared. Same here, waiting on 0.5 gram of Heisenbergs. Hopefully it'll get here this week. I guess priority ain't what it used to be. Tongue face. VMM has always sent what I ordered. Vroom Vroom has been good also. I got a gram of crystal here from another vendor that looked real and smoked but gave no high. Maybe that was L-meth. Is it okay to use FedEx? I've seen people say it's safer to use USPS instead of private companies because the government needs a warrant, whereas UPS and FedEx don't. Post by, Costello 143. Crystal Wife say to me he are resending to me 0.086 g of meth. He seems to be an honest seller who we can do business. I will update when I receive the material. Post by, Choke Nuke. Miscalculations like that shouldn't happen to begin with. Post by, Costello 143. He say to me that he put 0.2 on his scale, but where he live there is a lot of humidity, so the meth take weight with the water. During the travel the meth dried, so there is a part of the weight go out. But the important it's what the buyer receive and not what the seller send, because we paid for a service. But I have advertised CW to take care because I wasn't the first, he have to take the humidity in his calculation. But he say he send to me 0.086 g of meth, I hope he'd take the humidity and I will not receive 0.049 g of meth. I will give feedback here. Post by, Sub3 Red on. Vortex Milkman's mail eventually did arrive 3 weeks after order date. That's not the longest time it took for mail to be finally delivered, compared to 3 months, but it's puzzling because it's domestic. Let's do a bit of math. Assuming it came from West Coast, what would be a distance from LA shipping hub to an address in, say, New York? About 24-43 miles. 5-day federal work weeks mean 163 miles per day, or delivery speed of 20 miles per hour. Apparently the postal office hasn't phased out bicycles from their vehicle fleet, because that's how fast a road bike is, assuming mailman can crank out 20 miles for 8 hours a day. Post by, X8MX. Just wanted to pop back on and report that I received from Vroom today, the FedEx way. The dude just dropped it on the porch, rang the doorbell and took off. Very nice packaging indeed. Oh, and let's not forget the product. These pink shards are a beauty to behold, and to partake in. Smokes very nicely. I'm very good right now, only took 3 hits. When I pick up a rig I'll report on the IV effects. But all around, Vroom is my main man now. Highly recommend him folks, kept in constant contact in both messages and updates on his profile page. Can't go wrong folks, do it. I better be quiet. Now, good day folks. Post by, Candy. I don't think VMMs is ever coming to me, even though he wrote and asked for address again after I gave up the first time. What is with my bad luck lately, sheesh. Post by, Labot Barn. Ditto that. I very much appreciated the regular updates on his vendor page and forum. I sampled a tiny bit and I have to say the current product is hands down the best I've ever had. Clean, smooth, stimulating euphoria. I hope the pink is here to stay. I didn't think it was possible for Vroom Vroom to outdo himself, but he's returned even better than ever. Post by, Gory Dog. Well, not much to say on the meth situation. IV never done it and IV been trying to buy off VMM, but first order sat in processing for 6 days, I went away for few days and VMM asked me to finalize, he sent 3 MSGs over 3 days, and as I did not respond he canks my 1/2 G order saying to order again when I am ready. Everyone was bitching about him but he didn't have to canks my order, he could have waited and I would have FE'd in with everyone bitching on the forum. I was happy with this and then he went stealth. I got the MSG saying he was up to date and ready again, his listings came BK up so I ordered just a cheeky 0.25 G to test the water. Now it's been 5 days in processing again, his seller status off, so I've regrettably cancelled my order as who knows what's going on now. Hope he gets it together as I had been following his feedback for a while before ordering he looked a sure bet. It's a real shame most meth vendors don't wanna ship internationally. Heisenberg. I really wanna try a shit. UK has a no meth scene which is why IV never tried it and I'm itching to do so. Gonna have to wait to get paid end of month now to check WG. Post by, Jimmy34. Ordered another one from Professor Twack, he's a great vendor and a great guy. Ran to the post office last minute for me to make sure it was here on time, I needed it today for someone coming to sample. Ordered it from him yesterday morning, it was set for guaranteed delivery for today at noon and got missent then put back on track for delivery guaranteed tomorrow. Anyone not ordering from him because of a couple weeks ago is missing out. Great, honest guy, high quality shards and quick at least for me. He even helped me out on the express shipping for free because of the urgency I needed it and had no time to load a few more Bitcoin. Post by, Candy. Okay, so who are the really reliable vendors now? From seems to be running into problems again. Dub G was good. Is he still? Post by Tarax92. I second this. Professor Twack has gone above and beyond to make things right. Because of that he's earned himself a regular customer. The product is pretty good too. Post by Sommerhalmer. I concur as well. Sorry, just watched Catch Me If You Can lol. But yes, I like to give PPL the benefit of the doubt and I'm quite happy with how the prof has handled this situation. Shows really good character, that's for sure. Cheers. Post by NN01. Hi, sorry I am new to meth. Can anyone tell if there's a difference between the meth that seems white transparent crystal, and the ones with a little brownish hue to it? Could it be cut or something, or should it still be decent and basically the same thing? I mean, look at the difference between, for example, Dub G and Crystal YFS meth, looks different. Also, someone said somewhere on the forum that Crystal YFS meth was not smokable and more likely cut with kitchen salt or something that was normal in Europe. Lol, could there be any truth to that or not at all? Not too many reviews yet on CW and I am very inexperienced, not sure what to think. I just want to smoke it, that real good crystal, not some weird or different stuff. I am in Europe and despite that I think I'll mostly stick to Dub G as I had good stuff and all's been well from him before. I am considering trying a different closer vendor for a small piece of crystal while I am waiting for the shipping from us. Mixed replies on forums, products looks different and being unsure if it can be smoked is holding me back, but I am very keen on trying, just don't wanna risk wasting money and a bad package through customs. THX in advance for any input. Tongue face. Post by Candy. I was thinking of trying Professor but have been nervous since I've not had much luck lately. Update, just noticed the word international on Professor's listing and was coming back to change post. Ignore what I wrote earlier. Post by Vroom Vroom. The problems are getting ironed out. I still have 207 messages and a crapload of orders, and it's me and one other guy doing all the work. The packaging takes a little more effort than normal, as others can testify to, without disclosure, and I am going through supply like crazy. I'm driving a lot more than usual just to keep up on supply. I'm trying to keep close tabs on it personally to ensure consistent flow. Soon things will be back to normal, and I apologize for the delays. V. Post by Subtlety. Candy. His 25 BTC listing is for international. His domestic gram is only 20. But to answer more specifically, the consistency of meth shouldn't matter at all as long as it's from the same batch. Granted, powdered or crushed crystal could be cut more easily, but this is only a real worry when buying off the street. Most ESA vendors are probably selling out of the same batch till they run out, so what it looks like when you get is more a result of how it's packaged and handled getting to you. A single shard is the exact same quality as a crushed shard if it's the same meth and uncut. Post by Candy. I was just coming back to correct my post. Saw the international just now. Sorry. Thanks Subtlety, D. Post by Candy. Sorry Vroom. I wasn't doubting you. You've always seemed reliable. Post by Sommerhalmer. Red. The product was made from pseudoephedrine, and the red coloring of the tablet was not adequately washed away. It is difficult. Orange. Ephedrine sulfate was used, and some of the sulfate was reduced to sulfur. Purple. Iodine from a phosphorus-iodine reaction was not washed out. Green. Copper, or other metallic, salts somehow made their way into the mixture, probably due to the reaction vessel used in the manufacture. Brown. Oxidized red coloring, see above, or tablating agent was present in the reduction. Post by Subtlety.